baby. I'm really excited for this unboxing we have today. Unbelievably excited. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram, duties_daggers. That way you're all up to date on, channel stuff that we're doing. We do a lot of fun stuff. So, this is a new release that came out recently. A lot of hype around this knife, and for good reason. I own one knife already by this designer, and I'm so happy to finally have another. So, let's do it. I am so stoked, man. I checked the tracking at like 2 o'clock. Or no, it was like 1:30, I think. And it had been delivered, and I was still stuck at the shop working. I couldn't leave until like around 3:30. Raced home, jumped in the shower really quick, and right to the table here. I cannot wait for this thing. Oh, well, I guess I'm breaking the box. All right. All right, what do we got? River's Edge Cutlery, baby. Fine retailer of knives. And, oh, cool. That's neat. I've never gotten one of these. Little sticky note pad. I use sticky notes all the time. All right, here's the knife. Here we go. I am so stoked. Wait till you see what the box looks like. Well, you already probably know because of the thumbnail. Oh, yeah. So, the last time I opened one of these boxes, I've only opened one ever before. My scapegoat. And it was a great day. Last time I opened one of these boxes for the scapegoat here. Love this knife. Chaves. We're talking about Chaves knives here. This is Chaves. There's his logo. Look at that. Rendition 229 Kickstop. Tanto. Full titanium stonewashed. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Magnetic box. There it is. Oh, my God. Here we go. Here she is. Wow. The skull clip. You see we got the Lee Williams Kickstop logo right there. Chaves logo on the other side. So, in case you don't know, Lee Williams developed something called the Kickstop, and it's basically a way to have a flipper tab that disappears when you deploy the knife. There's a couple other knives that have used his Kickstop method or mechanism. One of them is the Jared Oster F22, and that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, but I think there's a couple more. But recently, Chaves teamed up with Lee Williams and decided to put his Kickstop on one of his knives, the 229. So here it is. This is the 229 with a Kickstop. And from everything I've heard, it's just amazing. The flipping action is absolutely incredible. And I cannot wait to flip this thing. But first, I want to just compare these two really quick, just the sizes. Okay, so the 229 is definitely bigger than the scapegoat. Definitely a bit bigger. Is it fatter? Doesn't look to be fatter. About the same. The skull clip is bigger. Interesting. Bigger skull there. Everything else looks about the same. Wow, holy crap, dude. This gap in between the frame and the frame lock, or the frame and the lock bar is tiny. Look at that gap, dude. It's insanely thin. Thinner than the scapegoat. That's crazy. They must have wire EDM'd that. Is that what it's called? that cut. Or I don't know how they did that. That's insane. All right. Let's flip this baby. Here we go. Oops. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. All right. Let me wipe it. Look at this. Oh, my God. Look at this hollow grind. Jeez. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. Oh, that absolutely kicks. Very smooth. It's so comfortable too in the hand. Oh, that click. So here's the flipper tab. Now I'm very curious to see how this works. I've never seen one in person. So you flip the knife, right? Now, as soon as it breaks out of the detent hole, this flipper tab is loose. See that? And then what happens? Okay, so it rotates down in there. It kind of lays back inside there. And it acts as the stop pin as well, I think. Yeah, it swings down and acts as the stop pin. That is crazy. So there's no stop pin here. What a genius mechanism. Jeez. Oh my God. That is so satisfying. The amount of leverage that you have with this flipper tab feels it feels unlike any other flipper tab I've experienced. Absolutely. So yeah, you can look down in there. There's no stop pin. This flips down, stops there, and then this part of the tang right here, that little flat spot, swings around and hits right on there. And that stops the blade. That's the stop. Jeez. You got M390 lasered on right there. Jeez. This is epic, dude. Lovely. Lovely stone washing on the titanium. That was one thing I loved about the scapegoat. I love the stone wash on the scapegoat. It seems a little bit heavier on the 229 here, which is great. Love their big hardware that they use, big old T8s. Oh man. Look at this tanto. So you could get it in a drop point or a tanto. The drop point is also a compound grind, and honestly, they look kind of similar, except it looked like the drop point, the straight went a little bit further before it kind of swooped up to the point. I just thought the tanto looked really mean, and I already have kind of a drop point blade shape on the scapegoat, so I wanted to get one of his tantos. This feels really thin behind the edge. This is a deep ass hollow grind, flat up here. Gosh, I love this fat swedge right here too. That is so nice. Oh man. Big old thick jimping. Jeez. I don't think I have any other knife with this big kind of jimping. It is really grippy though, surprisingly, actually. Yeah. Zero hot spots, just like the scapegoat. Zero hot spots whatsoever. Absolutely zero. Fills out your hand so nicely. You know, these are thick knives. No milling on the inside either. Same as the scapegoat. No milling, which I actually really like. I'm not one of these people that that cares about weight on my knives at all. I have light knives if I want a light knife if I'm wearing basketball shorts, but I'm usually not. I'm usually wearing work pants, Carhartts, so I don't care. I don't care about weight. I like a knife with a little bit of heft, and this, man, this has a good heft to it. But it's not a brick. It's not a brick in your pocket, but it just has a very nice heft to it. This is beautiful. So smooth. There's an extra little click I'm hearing when it's closing. What is that? Okay, yeah. It's kind of like picking up the flipper tab. You can see it's right there. When it hits the flipper tab and starts pushing it up, it makes another little click. Gosh. This has got to be up there with one of the best flipping actions, definitely, on a flipper tab. You can't even really compare it to, because, in my opinion, the best detent on a flipper ever is the Sharp by Design Mini Tempest. This is the best flipping action on a knife that I've tried. But you can't really compare it to this. It just feels different. This does feel snappy, but it's not like insanely crisp like the mini Evo. It's more of like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's more like the amount of leverage you get with this flipper tab. Like you're just throwing the blade out with so much force. It's hard to explain. It feels very good. It just feels very good. Rock solid. Perfectly centered. Yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. We do have a regular plain clip that comes with all the new Chaves knives come with plain clips now. For those weaklings that can't handle a skull clip, I'm just kidding. If you don't like it, that's fine. I like it though. I like the skull clip. It's his design. That's what he wanted on there, and I'm fine with it. Man, I bet this thing is a slicer too. I was very surprised to see how well the Scapegoat cut. I actually did a cut test with it recently. This is a crazy cutting tool. What are we looking at the blade stock? Actually, is that one thicker? They look very close, actually. Let's get the calipers out. Let's check. All right, let's do blade stock first. It's thick. 0.16. 0.16. Yeah, same blade stock. Let's see what we got behind the edge here. Got 20 right there. Oh, it's even thinner right here. In the middle, I'm looking at 7. Well, it's kind of hard because it's such a deep hollow grind. 20 again. 20 again. So 20 all along the hollow grind and then up the flat. We are looking at 21. So it just gets barely thicker up there. So for a hollow grind, that's great. This is gonna slice. This is gonna slice. I'm not sure if I'm going to slice with it. Out of these two Chaves here, this is not going to be a heavy user, but I'm more inclined to cut things with this knife rather than this one. I might keep this one nice and pretty and scratch free. But we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Oh, so comfortable. How's the edge? Glassy. Glassy, glassy, glassy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have paper right here. Yeah, this is epic. So this was pretty pricey. About $400 for this knife. There were a couple different variations. Like I said, you could get a drop point or this Tanto. They had a blue anodized finish for a couple of them. They had a few with a black G10 show side, titanium lock bar side. There was some, I think, with like a gold anodized clip. There were a few, and last I checked, there were still some available. Not all the versions, but there were some. So you can still get this knife right now. And where I got it, River's Edge Cutlery, you can use Sezzle, which I absolutely used. So I only paid, I think, $100 for the knife up front, and then they charge you out of your bank $100 every 2 weeks, I think. So thanks to Sezzle for allowing me to have this knife. Now, one thing I was curious about is the lack of sharpening choil. Now, there's really not a sharpening choil, so you can't fault them for trying to make a sharpening choil and failing at it. There's just not one. Now, I thought at first maybe it's because the kickstop mechanism needed this to be flat right here. But from what I can tell, it doesn't. There's nothing that hits where that the lasering of the M390 is. I don't see anything that has to hit in that area. So I'm wondering why they didn't put a sharpening choil in here. I'm wondering, I guess it's for a choke up spot. Because if there was a choil there, you wouldn't really be able to choke up. Maybe that's why. Because, yeah, you can really choke up nicely right here. But I was looking at it, and I was just thinking just now, if you wanted to, you could cut in a sharpening choil right here. I don't think I will, because I don't want to mess with the knife, But it is possible. It doesn't seem like, there's nothing hitting in there that would prevent you from doing that. So if you wanted to, you could. Yeah, this is epic. All right. We'll end it. I'm so happy to have another Chaves, man. I really hope to grow my Chaves collection. It's one of the designers that I don't know. I just kind of connect with, kind of like my Sharp by Designs. I have a few Sharp by Designs. Brian Nadeau is one of my favorite designers. Ramon Chaves is another one of my favorites. I just love his knives. I love how they look. They got a very signature style. I've always said Chaves knives have relatively kind of simple lines, but he puts them together in such a way that he makes just a wicked looking knife. There's nothing crazy going on here. It's kind of a rectangular handle, but there's classy curves in here. Right here, just that subtle curve down to this point, I think looks so good. Looks so good. And it cradles your hand really nicely. Man, these deep chamfers all the way around kind of rounds it out a bit. So it feels, there's no sharp corners anywhere at all. Almost feels contoured in a way. Yeah. What an amazing knife. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video before you head out. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.